Okay, so we're doing a video on the complete disassembly of the shot tube in your 25. The Red Ryder is a different engineering. This is another section that you don't have to worry about in your Red Ryder. But, okay, so there is a muzzle guard here, basically. We don't need to mess with that. It has a roll pin. Don't mess with that. You don't need to take this apart. The Daisy engineers are very kind to make this very simple. I actually have to admit I got a BB stuck in there when I was running the pass through there. I didn't see that BB. It got stuck in there, and I knew if I kept trying to pry it out of there, I was going to run this thing. And I'm very grateful that the Daisy engineers made this simple. Now, a subscriber of mine made it clear that on the spring loading system right here that his friend somehow broke it and got a BB stuck in there. So I'm going to show you the complete disassembly so you know how to fix your gun. It's not that hard, but if there's no videos out there on it, then obviously that makes it more difficult, and it can be nerve-wracking to take apart something you don't know anything about. Now I'm going to go extreme close-up on this video, and that's going to work great. Also, we're going to talk about and debunk the myth that this uses no magnet. This uses a magnet. Lead shot and smart shot should not be used in this. It'll roll down your barrel every time, so don't use that. And we're going to debunk the myth that this does not use a magnet. That is wrong. Your gun, your 25 is not a takedown gun. It's not an AR-7 or a crossman pump pistol, and it does use a magnet for its feeding system. So let's go ahead and begin. Get a Mantra screwdriver, and I'm going to go ahead and blow it up tighter than even any of my other videos. That's about 3 times, and I think that's good enough. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this out. Oh, now before we do any of that, though, what we want to do is, okay, this is fully loaded down with BBs. There you go. There you go. You can see those things. All right, you want those out of there. I want to prove a point, too. You think, okay, look, whoa, look at that. Okay, there we go. It looks like I just emptied all the BBs. You think that this thing is empty, and this is going to be a good lesson. Then you bring this forward. Make sure it's right in towards the front. Don't leave it cocked back here. So get it out of there. Get it up in the front. Okay, so people think that their gun's unloaded, and this is another lesson. If you don't have really smart friends, you don't want them handling your gun if they play games like shoot it at you, thinking that it's unloaded. So, okay, so we take out the screws. Daisy was really nice here. They made sure that this is easy to maintain. So again, I had to do this to get a BB and a patch that were jammed in there. So there we go. Okay, and then the top comes off. That spring comes out. Now see, it's not a big deal. If you had cocked it, I actually did that, and it came flying out of there. So, okay, so now we just pull that out. All right, there you go. And if you have a BB cut in there, that'll come right out. So be careful not to damage this at all. Okay, and then as far as your feeder, there is the front that pushes on the BBs. And so this part in back goes in your spring. So when we put it back together, will be like this. Okay, so we're going to go extreme close-up. Now, this whole thing that this thing has no magnification. Okay, so accidentally when I was taking my gun apart, or actually what I was doing shooting a video, I set this part on the top of a bunch of BBs. Okay, you want to still tell me this thing doesn't have a magnet, that it doesn't need a magnet to help feed it correctly? I hope you don't make that argument. So a good magnet on top of that. So there we go. This thing does use a magnet. There we go. Okay, and then on the inside, as you see there, there's actually 2 BBs still in there, and you thought it was empty. No, it's not. So if you don't have a very smart friend, he takes your gun and dry fires that at you. He won't dry fire it. You're going to get shot. So just make sure, if you're having other people handle your weapons, be careful who it is. That gun is still, it's not anything against Daisy Engineering. It's just a very good magnet. In fact, it's so good. Look at that. 4 BBs. It magnetizes 4 BBs, and they won't come off. So when you think your gun is empty, it is not. I just emptied out all the BBs. Nope, it still holds on to 4 of them, up to 4 of them. So get that out of your head. That's not magnetized. That's good. It helps hold your BB in place so that when your shot tube, that's what they call it, in your 25 is cocked, it comes back and shoots through there, and it's being held in place so that way you can aim your gun up, down, especially down, obviously, and the BB won't roll out of place. A lead ball will. Do not use smart shot in this. It's not for that. It'll roll down your barrel. Okay. So we took out the spring. So like a subscriber said, his friend had a BB cut in there. Okay, that would now come out. You could clear that jam, get it out of there. The spring should still be good. And then as far as what my jam was, I had a patch and a BB right here. That came out. So we're good to go. And now we just put it back together. Real basic thing. So it was just the spring, the feeding rod, and 2 parts in the back that keep together that are magnetized. Okay, so again, and so it is magnetized. So let's put that to bed, folks, that this doesn't use a magnet, because it definitely does, and you want it to, so you can aim down without BBs rolling down your barrel. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this back together now, and we start by putting the top on. There's the top. Now this part right here is what your feeder hits. It kind of acts like a metal bumper. This part right here, there we go, it's a good shot of it. So now we just put that on top. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so right there. Right there. See, there's the part where you see the magazine, where you see the BBs load. That part, that metal bumper goes right there. And then we put the bottom under here. And it just locks on there. And it's got two nice locking bolts for you that help. They're like guiders. They help guide it into place. And so then we just... Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, before we do that, we do got to put the spring back in. Okay, so the spring goes obviously right down there where your BBs are going to load. You just gently feed it in. It's a very gentle, kind of dainty spring, so be careful with it. And then get that back on there. And go ahead and press it all the way in. So there you go. So see that? So then press it all the way back. I'm going to go ahead and try to walk it back there, and then there we go. And don't trip that while you're putting this back together. Okay, so let's go back to the top here. And then we go up like that. So again, so there's your top with that metal bumper for your feeder where it hits that right there. And then we put that back on there. And then your screws go in. Now remember, don't get too big of a screwdriver. You want one that is a mini screwdriver. There we go. It goes in really nicely, pretty quickly too. And then your other side. I don't like many times messing with screws on the videos, but and in this case, it's obviously not necessary. It's just a basic part. So there we go. Don't strip it out. Mini screwdriver. There we go. And check it out. So then just let that. There we go. All right, you're good to go. That will again clear out any jams that are in your magazine right here. Any gets BBs stuck in there somehow, or what I did, a BB and a patch. Any type of jam, if you did something really bad, do not pick BBs up off the ground. If you don't have a BB trap like I showed in one of my videos, don't pick this up. Okay, so that should do it. And again, does this have a magnet in it? I would say it does. Okay, thank you.